What's up, people? I know y'all are watching and listening from the world everywhere. Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and even the United States of America from Los Angeles. I know you guys are tuning in. That's your boy, Junior Kiaku. And today, it's special. It's special and a unique episode, as today we're hosting this great man of the Ghanaian industry. You know who I'm talking about. You know his name, Mr. Bola Ray, the greatest of all the time, the GOAT of the industry. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about talking about him, talking about his journey, talking about his career. He started at the radio, and today he's a big-time producer as the CEO of the EIB Network in Ghana. I got a question this morning. I got one question. Can something stop him? Can someone stop him? Is there a limit to stop Bola Ray in this journey? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further notice, tune in. Bola Ray, for you guys, no limit. Bang. Mr. Bola Ray, it's a pleasure to be here in Accra and host you in this platform, No Limit. You know, it's a platform that puts a highlight into African but also international leaders such as you. Right. So thank you so much for accepting this invitation.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for also throwing the spotlight on the continent. Great. And wish you the very best. I'm here to impact just like any other. So I'm humbled as well to be on your platform.
I'm looking forward for this conversation, which I know will be exciting as a conversation.
Right.
But I wanted to know, where did you get the Bola Ray name come from? Where did you get it from?
Okay, so Bola Ray is actually an acronym of beliefs and some qualities and dispositions that I stand for.
Okay.
So B in the Bola is for brilliant, the O is for outstanding, the L is for loving, and the A is for affable. With the Ray, the R is for religious, the other A is for ambitious, and the Y is for youthful. It's something that has been with me, and it resonates, my personality as well, because every day as I wake up and I strive, it challenges me to do more, to be brilliant, to be outstanding, to love humanity, to be ambitious, to know where I'm coming from, and to recognize that there's a supreme being. That's why the R is there for religious, and also to be affable, to be nice to everyone that I meet. But above all, I think this year I'll be 47 or somewhat, but to be youthful.
Yes.
So I believe that, yes, age is nothing but a number, but you have to be youthful at heart as well. So that's the name Bola Ray.
There's basically no limits to your name.
Certainly.
But it's interesting to know that in your background at the university, you studied business.
Correct.
But how did you end up being in this powerful, influential person in the media?
Well, I must say that through grace, first and foremost, but also dint of hard work. I got the opportunity to understudy great people, to get to know the rudiments of radio. Yeah. But my background actually, yes, I love entertainment. So when I was back in secondary school, I was one of the entertainment prefects for a very good school here in Ghana called Accra Academy.
Okay.
So that's where I spent my formative years from 1, age 11 to, upper 6. Spent 7 years in that school. Originally, I wanted to be the dining hall prefect when I went to sixth form. But many people thought, okay, I was good. Back then, I was doing songs from Buju Banton and Shamarangs and all of that. And they thought I had the network to pull the crowd. So I quite remember I got into the entertainment prefect elections quite late. It was just about nearly 3 weeks to voting time when people had campaigned and everything. I was campaigning to become the dining hall prefect. And it was a given I was going to be. Yeah. Then people said, no, switch it because you have to connect with people who can help us with entertainment in the school. So I changed and I got in there to become the entertainment prefect out there in Accra Academy. So that's where I cut my teeth in entertainment. I remember we had a request show called Music for You coming to our school during a speech and prize giving day. And I was handed the microphone to be like a guest.
Just like that?
MC or co-host of the program. And that actually built that spirit that why don't you go into entertainment or the media. So when I got before even university, I did my national service at Radio Universe on campus at the University of Ghana, Legon. I think that, like they say, the rest is history. That's where we are today.
History, look at you today. Congratulations.
Right. Thank you very much.
But if I have to say, you're influential and successful in the media, which one do you prefer, TV or radio?
Well, I think I'm a complete person. I've done that brilliantly. I was the longest drive host on Joy FM. I did that for 11 years. Award-winning show. It was called Drive Time on Joy FM. I did Star Drive on Star FM as well, another award-winning show, going on to being the radio and TV personality of the year. Yeah. Being there, done that. I love both. I did an award-winning show on TV3 called Music. It was a Saturday night rendezvous music magazine program where we showcase the best of talents in terms of music and, the arts every Saturday evening. And like I said, also an award-winning show. So I've done best of radio, best of TV, and I love it. Now we're taking the game digital, so let's see.
Yes, you have a heart of being also an entrepreneur. My question is, do you think that the background that you acquired at the university, do you think it helped you on your way of building your career toward your entrepreneurship?
Very much so, very much so. That's a very good question. And I should also say that my parents were very instructive in that as well. Okay. I mean, my mom is very meticulous and articulate in terms of, getting things done. She is a fashion designer and she'll tell you that, you have to do things this way and you have to be entrepreneurial. So I watched her and I actually gained insight into trading and doing business.
Okay.
My dad is a computer programmer, but he was also business, inclined. So for me, it helped me, although my background started off as an arts student in school. When I got to the university, I got the chance to do business administration at the University of Ghana Business School. So that shaped my thoughts in terms of financial accounting, in terms of administration, budgeting, planning, coordinating. And that gave me a different perspective. So I always tell people, and I have a very good friend called DJ Black at Joy FM. I used to tell him that we want to be DJs with degrees and all of that. Because at the time, people would just look down upon the art of DJing.
True.
And they say, so school dropouts, it was for vagabonds, it was for weed smokers.
Yeah.
But quite a few of us, I remember my friend Kofi Dixon, it's Kwame Fachi. We changed that narrative that, you can be hardworking, you can make it fun. It's not as if you're from some, poor background or
gangster.
You're gangster and everything. So we did it with style. And I think that is what informed me as well. Getting into it, I also got into some bit of music production. And I realized that the young ones that were helping, there was a genre of music called hip life.
Okay.
And they were my contemporaries. I was like 21, 22 on radio. And these were guys like 18, 19, some even 25, like the Bradfords and all of them, much older than us. But they needed management, they needed guidance. They had the craft, they had the talent, they can sing. But when the music is out, who is listening to that youth to say, look, I'm going to promote you, I'm going to help structure your finances for you, book the artist for a show. So that is where I saw an opportunity. That, okay, if you've gone to college, you've gone to university, what added value do you bring to the table for these artists who are your friends? And for me, that was the eureka moment. I found something that, okay, add value proposition to what the guys are doing. So they come up, be it TikTok or be it Contine or Bradford, they've done music. In booking them for shows, how are you going to structure? For them, they are talent people. They are thinking of the next song to do creative-wise.
Exactly.
But you have to be that book person. So, okay, I have 3 shows for you. You're going to Kumasi, you're playing in Accra, you're going to Cape Coast. How do you structure your time? How do you plan? How do you coordinate? How much do you charge? Other than that, it's just friends coming for you and say, oh, come and play at my party. And at the end of the day, many of them die as paupers, as poor people, and the same society will criticize them. So we tend to also structure and streamline that one. Important. And I think that's where my business part came in.
I see. And today, when I got to your office, I see a big sign, EIB Network. Congratulations
Thank you.
First of all for that.
Right.
But how did that project start?
Well, EIB actually stands for Excellence in Broadcasting.
Yes.
And I've always believed that you either drink deep or you taste not. So if you go into it, you do it well or forget it. I tell people always that average doesn't tickle me. If it's average, everybody's average. That's why at the pyramid, the base is big. Everybody's there. But those who get to the summit or the top of it are the ones that people recognize. We sit there and everybody works on that. But it's news when somebody climbs Mount Everest or Kilimanjaro or everything. Yeah, because they've gone to the pinnacle or the peak of it. So for me, it's not just broadcasting, but how can you make a difference? Broadcasting, you have to entertain, you have to inform, you have to educate. If these 3 pillars are not there, then you're not doing anything. And you have to be the best at it. And that's how come we actually bet, this, EIB Network together with my partners. I had an idea. I'd been on radio for 15 years. I've done TV. I made some good money, but I needed a push to get investors to come in and all of that. So I had my very good friend, Dr. Kwabena Anokye Jr. And it will interest you. I mean, we met at a nightclub. I mean, I'd known him, he's my banker, we go. But there's a nightclub that we're just partying around 2 a.m. Then he dropped on me. I said, Kwabena, look, I have this idea. I want to move on from Joy FM. I want to set up a radio station on my own and manage it. So I need a loan from you. He says, oh, really? Because he used to be the CEO of a bank called Unibank. So he says, oh, come through, let's talk, you know.
So the bank was really open and flexible about...
Flexible, yes, about the idea. And then somebody hears me going out there Wednesday morning, my suit, going out for a loan. And then he says, no, I've spoken to my dad. I think that we want to invest in your vision. We also have some radio stations we're bringing in. We have this, EIB, let's do this. Wow. Excellence in broadcasting. At the time, I also had a radio station in Takoradi called Empire. We brought it all together. And today we have 7 radio stations and 2 TV stations. So it's not just having the vision, but also getting people who believe in the vision to say, look, we want to go the long haul with you. We want to put money behind it. And they put good money behind it, you know, to build this all over Ghana.
A good vision without appropriate people will not be successful.
Certainly. Appropriate people and resources. Resources not just people included in the resources,
exactly,
but also financial ability. Because when we came, there were, in Accra alone, I remember 42 radio stations when we were coming in with Star FM. And people, there were a lot of naysayers. They said, oh, you guys cannot make it. We have the top 5 already in the system. 42 radio stations in Accra alone. Around Ghana, we had 425. So really, you guys are crazy. You're going to do media. Media is saturated. The pie is out there, it's taken. But again, that is, I love challenges.
Challenges.
Many of my hurdles and very, you know, tough moments that I actually had to break through, I was told you can't do it.
I see.
I was told you can't get to the BBC to host Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops.
I did it. I was told I can't become the entertainment prefect in Accra Academy because it was 3 weeks to the time. The campaign had been done, dusted. What are you coming to do? We proved them wrong. I was told when I was moving from a campus radio station to a commercial radio station called Top Radio. Many people said, oh, you're just a small boy from campus. The mainstream media, you cannot survive there. But I love challenges, and that is the same thing when I was moved from Joy FM after 11 years. Many people said, you can't build a media house, let alone you want to do what? At the time I said I want to have 3 radio stations and a TV. They said, you're crazy. You can't even handle one for it to start.
Yes.
It will go under, you know. Yeah, it will be challenging, we believe that. But we survive, and then boom, we actually jumped, came into the 42nd, they said, we're disruptive, we launched, we came up. And then first 2 years, Star FM was part of the top 5. It was crazy. Yes, we've had challenges. It's not been a rosy road. We have issues coming up, but it's just like with any other business.
True.
But for me, to know that something that was started in 2014 still is relevant in 2023, despite the challenges, we give God the glory. And that is it. So it is with life, whether marriage, whether raising children, whether you cannot get it all. But just love the journey and go.
I think a good way to stop you when you're in front of a challenge is to tell you can do it. Because when we say you cannot, then you kill it.
When I'm too comfortable, and I've seen it, when I get too comfortable with certain projects, I won't say I feel, but I don't give it my best.
I see.
It's like that. I was told, you know, I remember I had a concert in 2010. I said, Nigerian musicians are coming to Ghana to do shows from Two-Face, from MI, from Nice, D'banj. Why don't we collaborate with them? And I remember I told my boss then at where I used to work, and I was sharing ideas, and I said, look, I have this concept. I think we should do something like Nigerian musicians coming, let's call it Ghana meets Niger.
Yes.
I remember his exact voice. He said, are you crazy? How can you book D'banj to come? He's so big. Actually, this idea. In 2011, I did it. And that's how we started Ghana meets Niger.
Yes.
I went out there, first, you know, program that I did. I didn't get any sponsor. I remember I went to a top telecom company here. I did my presentation in the boardroom. After they started laughing at me, this man was there, he'll tell you. So, and it's like, really? You're going to do this? You're going to bring Nice? You're going to bring D'banj? You're going to bring NATO C to Ghana? Do you know the budget? Can you do it? I said, okay, let's see. So I didn't get any sponsor. It was just one company who was a good friend of mine, the MD, RLG. It's called Roland Agambere. Roland took a bet on me and says, look, I will give you 30,000 Ghana cedis then. That's the only thing. My budget was around 150,000. So the rest I had to go to the bank to borrow. Wow. And I put it in, and I did Ghana meets Niger. We rolled out Jaguars picking up people, Range Rovers, and we changed the scope.
Yes.
And after I lost 90,000 Ghana cedis, I remember the next day my wife asked me, okay, so now you went to borrow, done this, and then we've lost money, our own money plus what we went for. So we are going to stop and let's pay. I said, no, I'm going to do it next year.
Yes.
She was like, I'm going mad. But that was the truth. 2 days after, the telecom company that said they couldn't come on board because I gave them tickets to come and watch. We filled the whole arena with over 5,000 people. They called me for a meeting and they became my headline sponsor for 4 years.
Wow.
And they sponsored all expense paid and they put money. So I recouped what I lost. I got
Yes.
It's life.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes things will come at you hard. Don't give up. And that's been my message to the youth. It's not an easy road. If it was an easy road, everybody would have done it.
Exactly.
Why do we have, Albert Einstein being mentioned? Why do we have Barack Obama being? Yeah, there are people who are hardworking, but there are people who went the extra mile, sacrificed, and they got to the top. And that's how we should all think.
It's amazing because I'm joining you at this No Limit platform. It first started as a talk show, but it became a mindset where people sometimes put limits through their way of thinking and operating. And through what you just said, there's absolutely no limit to your dream.
And that's why I love your tagline, and I love the tag of it. So that is no limits. Absolutely, we should dream. It should be limitless. Exactly. I always tell people, because once you put a cap on what you can do, then people are going to the space. People are going out there to outer space. People are inventing stuff, smartphones. So when I hear people just being mediocre and gossiping and they're jealous of other people, I say, wow, listen, spend that precious time in creating something. People are going to the moon. Come on.
Exactly.
Here, we just want to think about who is dating who is married to who is giving birth to. Let's get out of that. Yes. Africa, let's begin to think big. Let's shape the narrative. And I've seen that a lot of successful African people are not sharing their stories to inspire the younger ones. Look, if you go out there and you Google biographies, check out the number of black people that are in there. But a lot of white people are out there, and nothing, from the black man. But I think that let's begin to share our narratives and shape it. Many successful black people will say, oh, I don't want to tell my story because I'll be victimized. Yes, sometimes. But let's begin to share. Let's call the young ones so that they also would dare to dream. But now many people are saying that even if you fail, so what? Share that so that somebody will learn from it, that if you do A, B, C, D, it's going to be the result. But if you do A, B, C, D and you fail and you keep it to yourself, you are leaving a generation to come after you and you also fail. But people out there in the West, they'll go out there, they'll fail, they'll try again. So they'll use that failure and teach people that if you go this route, you are bound to get this result. And that is why they have systems and they have solutions to certain things. You start a business or something, they tell you that, look, this will end up this way, so don't do it. And people will not go in there. Exactly. So we need to develop that as a people as well.
Exactly. That's also one of the motive that we have, is to put out there successful stories of African and impactful leaders. And when it was, my team management said we have to do Bola Ray in Ghana, I was like, yes, I cannot think.
We're trying.
Yes.
We're trying.
It's really a pleasure. But what's the secret to be on the top level as a good radio host and TV presenter? What's the secret?
Well, I think diligence. So if you want hard work, put in the work. I always see young people come up to me and say, oh, I want to be like you. And I say, be more than me. You're seeing the Bola Ray here now. But I used to walk from a place called Legon down to my house in Achimota because I had to stay on and play after midnight and learn the machines. After midnight, at the time, the public transport will stop working at 12. So you don't get any, transport back home. So I have to walk. I mean, it was a lot of kilometers.
Yes.
But I put in the work. It was night. I used to carry things, wares of market women. But at the time, they have also closed from campus and they were going home. So they used a bush road. But I had to carry those ones. We've taken risk. You go to certain places. You go to Takrady to go and MC a show. You're coming back. You don't have money. So they see the success story today.
Yes.
But they don't know the work that has gone into it. So definitely. I'll tell the young people out there that, look, just bid your time and trust the process. And I do that to a lot of young people. Many people come to me, oh, I want to be the best DJ, I want to be the best MC. And you tell them, do A, B, C, D. Some of them you even say, oh, I'm going to do the show. Come at this time and let's go. We give them the time, 10 a.m. They come back around 12, they will give you an excuse, oh, I'm here. I said, I'm gone.
Exactly.
So with that, I get to know your character, I get to know your faith, I know that you're not ready to learn.
Exactly.
And then we move on. So let's also mentor the young ones and coach them.
You mentioned Top of the Pops on BBC earlier. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, sure. I remember in 2005, was it 2005 first? I think so. I was going to London on my regular vacation, I think somewhere in June, July. I think so. And I went to my boss because back in school, I remember I used to go around with a spoon in my hand and I would tell people, oh, you're on Focus on Africa, you're welcome.
With the spoon?
With the spoon, yeah, wow. Of course. I was like, what, 14, 15 back then. And I used to joke around and say, oh, my name is Bola Ray, you're welcome, to Focus on Africa. And then we were making fun. So when I got the chance to be at Joy FM and I was going to London back and forth, I told myself, oh, anytime you come to London, you drive around Bush House, you look at the BBC building, why don't you go and pay them a visit? So on one of my trips, I told my general manager then, Ken Ashibe, I went to him and I said, Ken, can you give me a letter, like a note of a sort, so that I'll go for an excursion at the BBC. I want to familiarize myself with how the architecture, studio set up, and the aesthetics is like. He said, well, why not? We even have a partnership with the BBC because we carry, some programs from the BBC, so why not? So he gave me a note. I took it to the BBC. I remember the day that I got to the BBC reception. I was speaking to the lady at the front desk. I said, hello, my name is Bola Ray from Joy 99.7 FM in the Accra, and I'm here on vacation and I want to, pay a visit, a tour, to BBC, so I have a letter. As I was speaking, there was a gentleman behind me. So he heard me and everything. I said, oh, where are you from again? I said, Ghana. I said, I love your voice. I said, oh, thank you. I said, what do you do? I said, I'm from Joy FM. This is. So I'm a producer for a program called, Wide Label. His name was Alan Rowett.
Okay.
So Alan was like, oh, all right. There's somebody who's supposed to take you around, but I'll take you around. Okay. And then I want you to record a voice over for me. Mention your name, like, hello, my name is Bola Ray from Joy FM Ghana, and I'm listening to Wide Label. I said, well, why not? So one day I went to record it in his booth. He took me around,
Yeah, yes.
Then when we got back, the person was editing it. I think he was on it editing, and then somebody had gone in there to say, oh, I like this guy's voice. Can you do one for Focus on Africa?
Okay.
I was like, wow, this is a dream come true.
Yes.
So I said, okay. So I went in there, went to do, a liner for them on Focus on Africa. And then that's it, I just left. But I exchanged numbers with Alan. I was there the next day, then Alan called me and says, Bola, I said, yeah. I said, what are you doing? Can you come by the office? I said, for another excursion? He said, no, I want to have a discussion with you. So I went to him and said, you know what, our regular host, Emma B of Top of the Pops, actually is under the weather. She's sick, she cannot make it this Saturday. We're going to record live. And then, if you want, you can actually sit in for Emma B and record.
Wow.
This is huge.
Oh, yes.
And I remember interviewing Natasha Bedingfield, Daniel Bedingfield, and playing, and it was huge. At the time, Natasha had come up with a song, These Words Are My Own. It was a huge hit.
Yes.
And getting from Ghana, going to the UK now, going to interview Daniel Bedingfield and Natasha, it was a good one for me. So I stayed on, I did it for that Saturday. And they said, oh, I think she's going to be out for about 2 weeks. Can you do the other episodes? And that was it. I took my chance and they were so happy. I remember the first recording after that program, an hour and a half, all the producers came into the booth to come and look at who is this guy, where is he from, and all of that. And that was it.
Wow. Today the digital really transformed a lot of industries, including the music industries. And on social media, we see these trends of so-called influencers. Some people believe that these people are just famous, but behind the door, there's no like a hard work that goes along with what they're portraying. Do you think it's the same or it's different?
Well, I think that, let's be fair, some of them are also very deep, they are knowledgeable, and they are impactful. Yes, some of them are also empty, it's just, if you want a facade or it's just a smooth screen. But I believe the future is digital. I've seen people who are making good money from social media because of content creation. Just this morning before this interview, I met a chap from France, brilliant guy. He's developed an app called TMA. And TMA, in our local parlance, is like listen to me or, you know, let me be heard or something. So this app is just like Spotify, it's like just like Deezer, it's just like a boom play. And I'm mentioning it to you because I have an interest there and I want you to watch out for it. That's going to be the next big thing as well.
Definitely.
That he's created for the youth. And he's a young guy who's come up with it. He's gotten all his back end sorted out. And he's going to put African music on this platform to actually go out there to the world.
Yes.
And look, he's sitting there and he's just creating an app to make the already he's aggregating a lot of music from Ghana, from Togo, from Nigeria. And he came through to get my help and I'm giving him some ideas and network and getting some investment through. That is how the future is going to be.
Exactly.
It's an Afrochella captioned it right, so it's Afro future. China has had its share. I mean, like the States, Europe, it's choked now. Everybody's looking at Africa. I was reading an article in Forbes and they were talking about numbers from Africa and where the markets, you know, are going and why everybody wants to have an HQ or have, you know, a head office or some of a sort.
Yes.
Or a bureau in Africa. Because they believe that one, we have a youthful population. Two, we are vibrant, we are out there, the energy is great. And we have the numbers.
Exactly.
So clearly, if they're going to get us online, now look at it. Black Sheriff, Audio Mark, you're just at what, 100 million streams. Either two, who would think about that? Look, 100 million streams, that's crazy. If you're able to monetize it, just calculate it. At first, you just release, go from radio to radio, promoting it, selling your CDs or cassettes before you get the money.
Yes.
Now, in real time, if you have the back end and the dashboard, you can calculate. I release my music 1 week, 1 million streams, buy this pair, whatever. That's how much you're getting.
Exactly.
So let's encourage the youth, whatever it is. Of course, like I was saying, the future is digital. Let's use it wisely.
Yes.
I sit here now and I see a cloth, very nice clothes out there on
just
Instagram.
Like this one.
It's like what you're wearing. And I say, oh, who's the designer? Now there's an app that once I see the clothes, even if like you're wearing, I just met somebody who's designed that app. I don't need to ask you if your person is also out there and digitally has gone on Instagram.
Yes.
Once they've used or accessed the internet, they will have their name out there. So I just use that one. I just scan your shirt.
Exactly.
It takes me to the website easily. I buy it. I go in and put it in the cart. That is where we should be thinking.
Exactly.
I see a nice shoe, even on TV now. There's an app that one guy has developed. If you're watching television and the presenter is on and you have your app, if you pause it and you just use your mobile phone to just scan, you get to know, oh, so he's wearing a Gucci, it's a Prada, oh, it's just this, a Zara. And then you put it in your cart list and you buy it. That is where we should. So everything now is digital. Everything now, I don't have to go to the market to shop. I have my mobile phone, I choose my groceries and it's delivered to me at home. So look at it, the value chain. You're buying the grocery from somebody's cutting it to your house. Easy, seamless. So that's where we should be thinking. That's what it should be for our music and our movies. Netflix now, by virtue, first people used to go to cinemas and all of that and watch, cinema. But now the cinema is in your home.
Exactly.
Whatever movie you want is released out there and in real time.
Definitely.
You get to watch it. And that is what we should be doing.
Exactly. I wanted to allow me to say that you are the GOAT when it comes to media in Ghana, and we believe that you will impact and touch the entire Africa. That's all I can wish you to.
Thank you.
Keep on going successful. But your niche has always been also African pop culture.
Correct.
And when we look at the Ghanaian music industry, what's its particularity?
Well, I think that is very peculiar in terms of lyrics, in terms of the beat. We have very great beat makers here in Ghana who are transcending the borders of Ghana. So producing for Nigerians, South Africans, and all of that. Okay. So that's what makes Ghana music unique. I'm just very passionate about Ghana music because I was there right from when it started growing. So I grew up with it. I know every musician. I have them on speed dial, and it has to go. And the new ones coming up as well. So I think that they need the push and they need the investment. I went to give a talk 2 weeks ago at a Black History Month launch. Black History Month is in February, but they did the launch, last 2 weeks. out there, and I was telling them, look, our music should go global. We should support our artists. We have a bank for agriculture here in Ghana. We have a bank for commerce, for traders and all of that. Can't we have a bank, of course, here in Africa, even if we can't come together and say, look, we've identified Afrobeat, Kwaito music, and whatever form of music. African Development Bank is going to set up a section, or maybe even a small scale, medium, whatever bank, or a tier 2 bank, microfinance. It's just for Afrobeat production. If artists want some funds, they can go there and we'll put in the measures that they can pay back.
Yes.
Imagine, Burna Boy, why can't Burna Boy be the next Michael Jackson, or Shatta Wale be the next Michael Jackson, or Stone Boy the next ABBA, or anything? Because Sweden at a point, from ABBA, the music group, after Volvo that they were exporting, Sweden, and you can check it, ABBA from Sweden was the second highest earner of foreign exchange for the country. So if Nigeria should say, we're putting money behind Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, we put together $500 million or $1 billion, we want to get their music across. Yes. You know how much foreign exchange is going to come in, and even for tourism, and merchandising, we have their name everywhere. People will buy and will get our monies back.
Exactly.
That is where Africa should be looking at. Our music, when you create an opportunity for the musician, the producer gets money because he's going to expand his studio. You get money for the music video director. He's going to also expand his work and bring qualitative video that we can also compete. What we need, we have the ideas, we need the support in terms of funds. And some of us are going to champion that.
Yes. It will be a disgrace for me to close this chapter of No Limit without talking about your book. It's possible.
Right.
Tell me more about it.
Well, it's possible indeed. Everything you put your mind to is, you can do it. I have a mantra that says, whatever you believe or whatever you conceive, believe that you can achieve.
Yes.
So CBA, whatever you conceive, believe that you can achieve. Everything is possible. If somebody, like I said earlier, is going to the moon, what's your excuse?
Yes.
If somebody is out there knitting some shirts to make it beautiful for you to wear and sit there, what's your excuse that you can't do it? So whatever you put your mind to it is possible. Yes, you might fail, you might have challenges, but don't stop.
Yes.
Put your mind to it, push hard. If it was easy, everybody else would be doing it.
Exactly.
It's not for any reason that we have only one Messi, because there's nobody like him. He put in the work. There's only one Ronaldo, because he's unique. He put in the work. Doesn't mean that they are not great footballers like Ronaldo who are not playing. Maybe they're putting in the work, but nobody's noticing them. People who want to be noticed, they'll push the extra mile. They're doing this and that.
That extra work.
Exactly. So that's what we need, for you to be extraordinary.
Exactly. That'll be all for us, Bola Ray. It was a pleasure for us to be here in Ghana and host you. I'm very humble and honored to be able to had this chat with you. And
it's mutual, and I want to thank you very much, and to No Limits. I say, hey, listen, like you rightly said, no limits, no who's bad. Let's go all out and conquer the world. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. What a great joy, what a great pleasure to be able to talk about his journey, Bola Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the exclusive interview of Bola Ray in this platform, No Limit, that puts a highlight, like we always say, into African but also international leader that have an impact, inspirational leader. And I'll be closing like I always do. And you know, in life, when they ask you about doing a job, be sure and please make sure to come out with an extraordinary product. Don't be like the rest of the guy. Don't be an ordinary guy. Otherwise, it's useless. It was Junior Kiaku from Ghana, Accra, with this episode of No Limit. I'll see you on the next one.